Hi guys, welcome to Victory IAS and to 2-year current affairs rapid revision series. From many days we are discussing national issues. Today we will move to a new topic, that is important bills. Whatever the important bills introduced by government since 2-3 years, past 2-3 years, that we will discuss here. Okay, the first section in this is international bills. In international bills, what are the decisions the parliament has taken? So the first bill is India Antarctica Bill. India Antarctica Bill. Okay, this is nothing but to use Antarctica for peaceful purposes. This is like a treaty, international treaty is there on Antarctica that we know. But inside India, how to implement this treaty? So to implement inside India, we need some legislation or bill. Means to implement Antarctica treaty, to use Antarctica for peaceful purposes, we need a bill or rule that will be followed inside India. Okay, so it will be, so the citizens of India will be aware that they can't use Antarctica for research and all, nuclear explosion, research, whatever may be the activities that destroy the peaceful ambience of Antarctica, that are not allowed. Okay, so the Lok Sabha passed India Antarctica Bill 2022 under obligations as signatory to Antarctica Treaty. To dematerialize Antarctica, establish zone free of nuclear tests and disposal of radioactive waste. Nuclear tests are not allowed inside Antarctica. And dispose wastes also not allowed. And to ensure that it is used for peaceful purposes only, and to promote international scientific cooperation in Antarctica, set aside disputes over territorial sovereignty. Okay, so to maintain the territorial integrity and sovereignty, that is the ambition of this bill. So like this one treaty, one understanding is there in international level that every citizen of India must know. Then only no companies will plan something inside Antarctica premises. That's why this bill was passed by Lok Sabha. Okay, so need for legislation. What? So the Antarctica Treaty, signed in 1959 and implemented in 1961, made mandatory for 54 signatory countries to specific laws governing territories on which their stations are located. So in the Antarctica Treaty that was signed between 1959 and 61, made 54 countries are signatory to this. They have to follow the Antarctica peace rules. Okay, so India signed this treaty. India also signed this treaty in 1983. Therefore, a law was needed to preserve the pristine Antarctica environment and ocean around it. So, to make the citizens of India follow the Antarctica treaty rules, there is some legislation, a bill was needed. Okay, India is also a member of Commission for Conservation of Antarctica Marine Living Resources. Okay, there is a commission. In that also India is a member. Council of Managers of National Antarctica Program. This is under council. Under council also India is a member. And Scientific Committee of Antarctica Research, SCAR. Scientific Committee of Antarctica Research. In all these committees, India is also member. So India must follow Antarctica peace rules. Key features of the bill. What are the key features? Applicability. It will apply to any person, foreigner, corporation, firm, vessel or aircraft that is part of Indian expedition to Antarctica. It applies to everyone. Some people want to explore Antarctica, so they will go there. So visit is okay. Visit is fine. But they can't make nuclear operations or they can't dump waste there. That is not allowed. Okay. So Central Committee, 10 members to be nominated from various ministries to experts. So they are also forming a members panel to take care of all these activities. Suppose some citizens are going into expedition into Antarctica, they should not do not permissible activities, that they will take care through one central committee. That committee consists of 10 members to be nominated from various ministries. They will be nominated from various ministries and 2 experts on the Antarctica research and chairman secretary of Ministry of Earth Sciences. So it also contains 2 experts of on Antarctica and Ministry of Earth Sciences. So it will give permits, ensure compliance and review information provided by parties to the treaty. So when a person is going to visit Antarctica, they has to get a permit and they must know the rules, aware of the rules. That this committee will do the work of giving permits and telling the rules and so private tours expeditions to Antarctica would be prohibited without a permit or written authorization by member country. So when they are going into an expedition to Antarctica, they must get a permit from not only India but from 54 countries who are signed the Antarctica Treaty. Okay, but inside India, from Indian citizen, if going on a visit exploration to Antarctica, he must get a permit from 10-member panel. He must know the rules also. For that, one committee is constituted inside India. So a permit can be granted only after environment impact assessment and waste management plan prepared. Okay, this permit will be provided only after checking how the expedition will be, is it safe or not to Antarctica. They are going to do some research, dangerous research there, or they are going to waste some dump. Based on that, they will give the permit. Okay, prohibited activities. What are the prohibited activities in Antarctica? Nuclear explosion, disposal of radioactive wastes and non-sterile soil, discharge of garbage, plastic, other substances into the sea, even garbage, taking garbage. Some countries, what they do, they can't dispose of technology items. Every year many mobiles will be dumped. So they can't dump this waste anywhere. So what they will do, they will go into Antarctica, is a remote place, so they can go and dump there. But this is not allowed. Any type of garbage, plastic, other substances into the sea which is harmful to the marine environment. So to preserve the biodiversity and marine environment of Antarctica, that is the ambition of this bill. Offences and penalties. What are the offences and penalties will be declared here. Extend to Indian courts to Antarctica. That will applicable to Indian courts for Antarctica. Means Indian courts can legislate on that thing. They can give a judgment whether they do an offence. If offence is done, what is the penalty? Conducting nuclear explosion in Antarctica will be punishable with an imprisonment of 20 years. Nuclear research in Antarctica, if they do nuclear research in Antarctica, they will get 20 years jail and 50 crore penalty. Fine. Any company or any firm, if they do nuclear research in Antarctica, they will get 50 crores fine and 20 years jail. And drilling mineral resources or introduction non-native animals or plants in Antarctica without permit will be punishable with imprisonment of 7 years and fine between 10 lakh to 50 lakh. If they do any other activities like drilling and dumping and introduction of any new animal there, then they will get 7 years prison and 10 to 50 lakh fine. Central government may notify one or more session courts to designated court under the bill. So the designated court and session courts also work on this type of cases. Specified territorial jurisdiction to try offences punishable under the bill. They also mention the map from where the jurisdiction of Antarctica is applicable for fines or penalties. Means like within 20 kilometers radius, 50 kilometers radius, like this the rules will be given in the map. So in 20 kilometers you can't dump any waste. In 50 kilometers you can't create a nuclear company. Like that rules will come. So what is Antarctica Fund here? Some countries have, all countries, 54 countries who are signed the Antarctica Treaty, they have made an Antarctica Fund for development of Antarctica region. That is what? For welfare of Antarctica research work and protection of Antarctica environment, establishes Committee on Antarctica Government and Environment Protection, Antarctica Treaty. Okay. So the ambition of this fund is to protection of Antarctica environment, and also research work also supported by this fund. Apart from this, it establishes a committee on Antarctica governance and environment protection. So Antarctica is a land of ice shelf south of 60 degrees south latitude. In the globe, down place Antarctica will be there. So Antarctica Treaty is one of, like, it is in South Pole. Almost at South Pole Antarctica will exist. So Antarctica Treaty is one example of single treaty that governs the whole continent. It is a treaty that governs the whole Antarctica continent. So who are the signatories here? Argentina, Australia, Belgium, Chile, France, Japan, New Zealand, Norway, South Africa, Union of South Socialist Republics, UK and US. These all countries are signatories to the Antarctica Treaty. Currently there are 54 members including India, and the headquarters is in Argentina, Buenos Aires. It is a place in Argentina, that is the headquarters of Antarctica Treaty. So who is the nodal agency? National Center for Antarctica and Ocean Research, NCPOR, is the nodal agency under Ministry of Earth Sciences that is connected to the treaty. It is established in 1998. So what is India's Antarctica program? You might read this section in geography also. In world geography, you will get an Antarctica section. So in this you might be heard of what are the India programs that are going in Antarctica. That is number 1, Dakshin Gangotri. It was first Indian scientist research base station that is established in Antarctica for research activities. Whether means their soil, water, weather, and whatever the natural vegetation is there, forests are there, on that the research will go on. And Maitri, one more thing, finished in 1980, situated near Shirmacher Oasis. India has also built a freshwater lake around it called Lake Priyadarshini. India has also built a lake near to it that is called Lake Priyadarshini. Bharati, this is a research facility established in 2012. Sagar Nidhi, this is a research facility established in 2008. It is first Indian vessel to navigate Antarctica waters. This background just you have to remember. Okay. So Dakshin Gangotri, Maitri, Sagar Nidhi. Okay, these are expeditions you have to remember in geography point of view. So the next bill is anti-maritime piracy bill. What is piracy? Suppose a foreign national entering into India without visa. If they want to enter into India without visa, what they will do? They will take water route. By water route they enter India as an refugee or illegal migrant. That type of people entering India illegally is called piracy. So to stop these piracy activities along Indian borders, so India has introduced a bill. The Indian Assembly Lok Sabha introduced a bill that is called Anti-Maritime Piracy Bill. So Lok Sabha passes Anti-Maritime Piracy Bill to promote trade security. So this is also to prohibit smuggling of goods from one place to another place. Even illegal goods can be smuggled. Suppose one product is prohibited in India, they can send the product by illegal means into India. Because at airports, custom officers will check and prohibit there only. So they don't want to directly send by flight. That's why what they will do, illegally by water route, they will send smuggled goods into India. This is one type of problem, social problem to India. That's why also they want to stop illegal migrants and pirate illegal migrants, and along with smuggling. That's why to prohibit all these activities, the Anti-Maritime Privacy Bill has been introduced. So, the bill will bring the UN Convention on Law of the Sea into domestic law and enable Indian authorities to take action against piracy on high seas. Means already there is an international convention, international treaty to stop these all activities. That is an agreement between member nations to stop these activities. But to implement these treaty inside India, the Lok Sabha has introduced this bill. This is in lines of UN Convention on Law of Sea. So what is the need for bill here? IPC is not valid, as IPC, Indian Penal Code, is not valid for international borders. That's why they have to include an extra legislation and bill in our country to protect our borders. So, for foreigners in international waters, previously pirates were prosecuted under Indian Penal Code 1860. So, previously they used to prosecuted under IPC 1860, but this is not applicable now. So, that's why they need a special bill to take care of these type of illegal activities. So, however, India's sovereignty is delimited by outer boundary of territorial waters 12 nautical miles from the coast. So, up to 12 nautical miles from coast, this law is applicable. One person entered illegally till 12 nautical miles up to border of India, then he will be treated as a pirate. So, acts of piracy committed by foreign outside India territorial waters can't be an offence under IPC. So, act of piracy committed by foreigner outside India's territorial waters means after this 12 nautical miles, this law is not applicable. Up to this 12 nautical miles only, this law is applicable, and under IPC they will be prosecuted. So, those accused in piracy cases have been acquitted due to lack of jurisdiction. Sometimes even the culprit was found but acquitted, just acquitted, not prosecuted. Because lack of jurisdiction means he entered 13 nautical miles but not crossed 12 nautical miles. Like that. Means he passed, suppose this is India border. Okay. This is east coast. So, after 12 nautical miles he passed. Then the IPC code is not applicable. But he entered in this route till border within 12 nautical miles, then he will be treated as a pirate. In this case, he will not be treated as pirate. Like that. Okay. So, incidents of piracy. How many times have incidents of piracy has been happened till now? Gulf of Aden has been one of the deadliest areas in oceans due to large number of piracy incidents. Gulf of Aden is the main point of where number of piracy cases used to occur. Due to increased naval presence in Gulf of Aden, it has been observed that piracy operations are shifting towards the east and south, which increases their proximity to India's west coast. So, till that place Gulf of Aden, they can come by ship, and after that by piracy they can enter India borders. Like that the pirates are planning. Okay, from anywhere all over the world, from Europe or Dubai or from anywhere, they can enter by ship till Gulf of Aden. From there they can illegally enter India. That's the plan. So 18 Indians abroad, a crude oil carrier, were kidnapped off the coast of Nigeria last year. This is an example of incident where an entire cruise has been kidnapped by Nigerians. Okay. So what are the main provisions of this bill? So the piracy is defined as act of violence or detention by crew or of private vessel or private aircraft on high seas directed against another. Here act of violence can be treated not only by individuals, even by crews. Some crew, they want to smuggle something into India illegally. Then they will use a crew. Okay, that crew will be treated as a piracy thing now. So piracy is defined as act of violence or detention by crew or of the private vessel or private aircraft on high seas directed against another. Okay, or aircraft and people are property on board. Okay, whatever may be the thing, any material that is not allowed in India, but they are sending by sea, then smuggling by sea, that is called as piracy. Even a person traveling to India illegally without visa by waters, then it is treated as piracy. And even a crew member, vessel or aircraft, whatever may be a thing that can be travelled through sea into India illegally without permit, that is called piracy here. So extraterritorial jurisdiction. The bill also mentions extraterritorial jurisdiction apart from 12 nautical miles. 12 nautical miles, that is called EEZ, exclusive economic zone. This is beyond 200 nautical miles from Indian coastline. So entering this exclusive economic zone also a crime. Okay, for committing act of piracy, the convict shall be punished with imprisonment for life or death. So in case if anyone did piracy into Indian waters, then automatically they will get life sentence or death sentence in case of act of piracy itself. And punishment, what will the punishment? Death or attempts to cause the death of another person. Even they indulge another person death. Suppose they are illegally entering into India. One customer officer or ship officer may saw them and attack on them. After the fight, if the illegal migrant murder the officer, then it can be treated as a severe crime. Then it will be he will be sentenced into death sentence. Okay, participating or assisting in act of piracy will be punishable with up to 14 years of imprisonment and fine. So if we want to illegally enter India, then up to life sentence and fine will be given. But in this process, he attacked someone, he made fight or murder of someone, then either the officers, ship officers or security officers, then he will get a death sentence. Directly death sentence, no bail, nothing, no warrant, nothing. Direct death sentence. Extra applicable offences. What are the extra offences that we have to discuss here? This means that accused can transfer to any country for prosecution within which India has signed an extradition. Even the accused can be sent to another country also. Suppose India, he is not allowed to give punishment by India. Then India can take help of some friend country to prosecute him. So that is allowed here. Okay, and designated court who will treat this case. So friends, the PPT is not clear, so I am reading here and explaining. Please do observe. So what are the provisions of the bill here? The designated court, the central government in consultation with Chief Justice of concerned High Court may notify session court designated courts under the bill. So the central government with consulting CJI, it may refer the case to High Court, then to Sessions Court or designated court. Okay, preemption of guilt, where guilt comes here. Proved guilt, where it comes? Only on piracy or attack. Apart from this, where the guilt issue comes here. So the preemption of guilt will be on accused if accused is in possession of arms, explosives and other equipment which are used or intended to use in committing offence. Suppose a person, in maximum cases what will happen, a person is travelling from Europe through Dubai, means Arab countries, and to India, then later to Southeast Asia. So meanwhile what happened? One storm has happened. Storm. So the ship may take bad route, wrong route. Then they can enter India. within 12 nautical miles, then it will be treated as piracy actually by India. But in actually they do not do any piracy. Maybe due to weather effect they followed the wrong route, might be entered India, that they don't know. In that case they should not give severe punishment to them. The government should not do severe punishment. In that case government is doing something wrong. Okay, but they can conclude something wrong is going to happen with India. They are planning to do a major crime, that's why entering in India. That confirmation when it comes means when they are possessing arms. Arms are explosives like bombs. If they are possessing all these, that is guarantee that some insurgents are entering into India to attack on some places. Okay, and there is an evidence of use of force against ship crew or passengers. Even they attack some people, they attack officers, customs officers, navy officers, any of whom they attack, then it is a confirmation that they are some enemies trying to enter into India. And there is an evidence of intended use of bombs or arms against crew or members or cargo ships. Even they use these arms against officers to attack officers. Then it is a confirmation that they are criminals. They are trying to enter India by wrong means. But there is some limitations of this bill. What are the limitations here? It is unclear how overlap of 14-year term and life term will be determined, since committing an act of piracy will necessarily include participation as well. So some people are real pirates, but some people will be there, they will be helping these pirates. So these helping persons must also given same punishment, means life sentence like pirates are not. That is a doubt here. How much punishment should be given to helping people, supporting people? That is a question standing here now. And another problem is the issue with the death penalty. Supreme Court of India has advocated for use of extreme punishment in rarest of rare cases. So by mistake if they are entered into India, giving a life sentence also wrong thing. Okay, just because they missed the route, they are getting punishment some other country. That is really a horrible situation for them. So that is not allowed. So to whom the death penalty should be rewarded, that is also a confusion here. According to top court, death penalty violates Article 14 and 21 of the Constitution. It also violates the fundamental rights of person to travel anywhere all over the world. Because some person is entering into India, that's why we are giving him life punishment. That is a wrong thing. Suppose he might be coming for job also. Okay, due to some other condition, suppose he stuck in Dubai, Arab countries, like a slave. He want to escape to India again. In that case, he might be entering illegally. At that time, if we are giving life sentence to him, to a survivor, then it is a wrong thing. Okay, so based on the small crime only, the government is giving a big punishment. That is the thing here. That is the limitation of this bill. Even though the rules are strict, but they are actually wrong. For small crime, they are giving big punishment, life sentence and death sentences to the culprit. That's really a wrong thing to discuss here. Okay, these are our international bills, friends. Hope you like the video. For many videos like this on our channel, please do like, share, subscribe. Thank you.